Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to the third episode of our Football Manager 2015 playthrough here with Arsenal Football Club in the Barclays Premier League. Hopefully you guys are good. Today I've got for you a game against Tottenham, and it's going to be a game in the Capital One Cup. But before that, just two games to tell you really quickly about. This will be a shorter episode because there isn't so much to cover, but hopefully you guys enjoy regardless. So anyway, the first game since the Manchester United thrashing was a 0-0 draw against Ajax in the Champions League. A really disappointing performance, if I'm honest. We were the better team. We just lacked that cutting edge. We created a lot of chances. 19 shots kind of suggests that. Not many clear-cut ones, and those that did come our way, we simply didn't take, which was a little bit disappointing. Anyway, the other game in this kind of period of time, I guess, was against Hull City away. They set up with 5 at the back. I knew they were going to try and hit us on the counter, and it was up to us to break them down. And break them down, we tried. We lost 2-0 in the end. Hull really with a smash and grab. They had 4 shots on target and 9 shots in total. We, on the other hand, had 21 shots and 13 on target, which is a little bit disappointing. But at the same time, I really can't kind of pass the blame on to anyone other than ourselves. It was a game where we need to win. It's the kind of game we should win away against Hull. It's a game which you kind of know that Hull are probably going to set up with 5 at the back, and the real kind of, I guess, pressure is on us to be the team to break them down and really seize the initiative, and that was something that we simply did not do in this game. Both goals came in the first half. I made some changes in the second half to hopefully, or at least at the time, hopefully kind of stop us being hit on the break. But unfortunately, in stopping us getting hit on the break, it meant that we lacked that potent attacking threat. Anyway, Tom Huddlestone scored an absolute screamer there for Hull. I can't remember who scored the second goal. It may have been Abel Hernandez. It was indeed. El Mohammadi with the cross there. And you can see kind of the lack of players that Hull were thrown for. They kind of had one man in the box at all times, and that was pretty much all that it was. But anyway, that was the goal there. A little bit disappointing, their wing-backs kind of doubling up caught us out a little bit. But regardless, we now have a game to cast our eyes towards, and that is against Tottenham. So hopefully we can get a result here. It's in the Capital One Cup third round, taking on our rivals in a North London derby. As you can see, for us, Alexis Sanchez is out injured with the twisted ankle he suffered against Manchester United. Lamela and Walker and Kabul and Polino are all missing for Tottenham. Lamela out with a fractured skull, which is a pretty bad injury in itself. I think he's out for like 6 weeks for them. But looking at the league table as a result of that kind of one league game we've played, you can see we have now slipped into second place behind Manchester City, who are the only team to still have a 100% record in the league. Oxlade-Chamberlain leading the way on the assist charts. Oxlade-Chamberlain leading the way on the scoring charts and the ratings charts. Raheem Sterling leading the way on the most assists. All in all, though, things in the club are going really well. If I show the individual training here, you can see that players are performing really well in training for the most part. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, those players who are fit, who are playing first-team football, are continuing to improve, which is really good to see. It says the tactical system. I've not changed it too much yet. I know at the start of the save, a lot of people were criticising my inclusion of Ozil at deep line playmaker. He is now capable to play centre defensive mid, or centre mid rather, but in that deeper playmaker role. I can't stress this enough in Football Manager, but player roles are so important, and so I know a lot of people were criticising my inclusion of Ozil, and to be honest, if you were to look at the attributes polygon, you'd go, well, why are you going to play him as kind of that deep line playmaker? Why play him in the deeper area when his defending's as bad as it is? But because he's playing like the deep line playmaker support, it means that he doesn't actually need to have kind of the tackling and defensive capabilities that one set to defend would have. Even on defend, to be honest, with the exception of his positioning, he's still a fantastic option to play there. So I kind of wanted to just clarify that a little bit, because I know a few people were raising eyebrows at the Mesut Ozil kind of conversion to centre mid, just to show that it is a fairly logistical decision. There's the logic there. In terms of top performers, obviously we've only played 2 games since the last episode, so it hasn't changed too much, but you can see Oxlade-Chamberlain and Sterling really leading the way there. Koscielny's been great at the back. Marcelo's doing fairly well, 2 assists from left wing back isn't too bad at all. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with our start. I knew that it was going to be tough this year. I knew that going, straight for the kind of jugular in terms of trying to challenge for the title was never going to be easy. But right now, I'm very happy with the progress we are making as a club. So hopefully we can get a result today. We are going to be going with a midfield trio of Royce, Sterling and Oxlade-Chamberlain, with Khedira and Ozil just behind, Giroud playing up front. As I mentioned, Sanchez, the only real miss for us, and as a result, Oxlade-Chamberlain, who in himself is in fine form. It's going to be down to him to really kind of fill that void, but it's not a massive kind of issue, I guess you could say, the fact that we're missing Sanchez, because we have got those options elsewhere. So anyway, in terms of our actual team, we are a little bit fatigued, but I want to play the strongest team possible, at least to start with here against Tottenham. Depending on how things go, I'm probably going to look to take Raheem Sterling off with at least 60 minutes gone, just because his condition isn't 100%. This is a big game, but it's not a big tournament that we're playing the big game in, as Oxlade-Chamberlain grabs another to add to his scoring tally for the season. That is his 5th of the year. Nice overlap there by our inside forward. Giroud with some nice little bit of hold-up play and then picking out a really nice pass. So far, so good. That's not a bad start at all. Obviously, we've only scored... Well, no, we haven't scored in our last 2 games, so to get rid of that kind of, I guess, chip on our shoulder immediately is a really good sign. Although Soldado with a chance here, Szczesny with another fine save. I'll tell you what, he has made some big saves so far on this save. I know 1 or 2 people requesting that I replace the goalkeeper, but to be honest, he's done absolutely fine for me right now. So, in terms of the Champions League group, obviously I did draw the first game 0-0. The other game in our group, which I believe was Shakhtar v Monaco, also finished 0-0. So as a result, we are actually top of the league on alphabetical order. But Sterling here, go on Raheem, hit it! Oh, what a goal that would have been! He took on 3 defenders through the middle, but he couldn't find that finish. So unfortunate there, but we are looking incredibly lively. Looking at the stats, 2 clear-cut chances to Tottenham's 1. Still only 1 goal on the charts, though, as Giroud will flick it on. Raheem Sterling with his pace running off him. Hits it. Giroud with the rebound. He buries it. That is a great counter-attacking goal. Nice interplay between Giroud, our kind of advanced forward, our man leading the line, and Sterling playing that shadow striker role, really looking to run off him. Royce here with the ball in to Ozil. Koscielny. I'm wondering how this is going to result in anything. Mertesacker, Oxlade-Chamberlain misses what was a very good opportunity in the 6-yard box just to steer it goalwards. But Giroud here, we are absolutely tearing Tottenham a new one defensively. But 5 clear-cut chances, only 2 goals. That conversion ratio is something that concerns me. I'm hoping it won't come back to bite us, but that lack of clinical edge is something that we need to concern ourselves with. Fortunately for us, Tottenham's line is led by Soldado, who is absolutely terrible. I feel like FM's got that quite right so far. He's not really impressed me too much in the Premier League. But anyway, Giroud here with another chance. Lloris with a fine save. Frenchman on Frenchman action there as Giroud tried to steer it goalwards, but Lloris more than up to it. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. There's been 6 clear-cut chances and only 2 goals at the moment. We are definitely the better side. That lack of clinicalness is a little bit concerning, but I'd rather that it's an issue in a game where we're already 2-0 up, rather than a game where we're desperately chasing for points in the league. Looking at the stats, we're not having so much the ball, it's not sexy football we're playing, put it that way. I am playing, obviously, a direct style of play with Giroud, kind of flicking balls onto our big, pacey kind of players playing off him. So we're never going to dominate possession, at least not with our current system. But it's been very, very effective as Giroud flicks it on for Raheem Sterling, who misses another chance. That is 6 clear-cut chances which have gone a begging. Sterling's training focus at the moment is finishing. It is something that, it's not a weak part of his game. He still has 14 finishing, but it's something that I'd like to work on. Because as you can see here, he's having a lot of chances to win the game for us and kill the game off. 7 clear-cut chances. This could be 6 or 7-0 at this rate. Royce makes it 3-0. Which I guess is okay, but 8 clear-cut chances for only 3 goals. That is a little bit of a disappointment. Regardless, I'm going to make some changes. Raheem Sterling's going to come off for Jack Wilshere. I'm also going to bring on Danny Welbeck for Giroud. Actually, no, I'm not. Giroud is having a very good game. I'll take Royce off. Just going to preserve the kind of legs of a few of our attacking midfielders. This game should be kind of dead and done at this point. 3-0. Is fine, and also, to be honest, our attacking midfielders haven't been the most clinical, so just getting on those fresh legs could be useful. Mertesacker with a knock. I'll bring on Balanta. It's not a huge issue there. But right now, this is a very good performance. It feels like whenever I do a live com, we seem to play well. I should really just live com the entire season, although I don't think you guys would appreciate over 40 episodes just to get through 1 year, as the ball comes into Oxlade-Chamberlain. There's more options in the middle. He passes it out to Khedira. Belan to the sub, to Ozil, through to Welbeck. Welbeck with a chance to make it 4. We couldn't get into double-digit clear-cut chances, could we? I don't think there's going to be time, unfortunately. But regardless, it's been a very, very impressive performance, even if the final kind of finish hasn't quite been there today. 3-0 against our rivals at home. The fans are going to be loving it. I'm loving it. We dominated that game from start to finish. Tottenham never really looked like scoring, especially in the second half. And that is a great way to start off our Capital One Cup campaign, getting one over on our rivals. And that's kind of the second big game, I guess, this season that we've won. I'd say that Tottenham and Manchester United have been the two big games so far this season. And it's 2 wins out of 2, which is a very good sign. I know this one isn't in the league, but it's a good confidence builder. And as I mentioned, to get the fans on your side, particularly when you're a new manager in Football Manager, kind of getting that one over on your rivals is always very, very important. So that's fantastic. In terms of where we'll be going for next episode, I'm going to just check quickly our schedule. I have a feeling it's going to be the Chelsea game, which we cover next. That is in a little under a month's time. There's a few games to play in the meantime, but it should be a good test to kind of see where we're at. Chelsea currently third in the league, so it's not going to be an easy game by any means. And we are away from home. It's our first big game away from the Emirates of the season, so hopefully we can go out there and get a result there. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, subscribe for more Football Manager 2015 videos. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.